I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Is there a motion for the approval of the agenda?
Motion. Second.
Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of August 10th?
Motion.
Second. Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Could we please have a report of executive session, Pat?
Sure. Immediately before this evening's meeting, the board met in executive session to discuss real estate and litigation. No decisions were made, no deliberation took place.
Thank you. Is there any public comment on non-agenda items from anyone? Anyone on Zoom, do you have any public comment on any items not on the agenda? No? Okay. Correspondence, Michelle.
Bushkill Emergency Corps sent a letter to the supervisors thanking you for your recent donation of $2,000, and there's backup in your packets.
Thank you.
A thank you card from longtime resident Bob Huffman to Holly Dennis and the staff, thanking everybody that had a hand in Memory Makers that was held just last Saturday. Mr. Huffman is creative when he sends in his thank you cards. Nothing goes to waste.
Thank you. I believe you folks came in after we asked for a public comment on non-agenda items. Did you have any?
No.
No? Okay, just checking. All right, sale of the golf course and bid opening. Did we receive any bids?
No.
All right. Moving on. Treasurer's report.
Motion from our general account, $66,719.15.
Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion from our sewer account, $41,359.91.
I'll second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye. Motion from our golf account, $8,248.37.
Motion. Second.
Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And a motion from our liquid fuel account, $75,580.53.
Second.
Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, solicitors report.
The one listed on my report is the EIB Energy in the Bank Solar Energy Contract. If you recall, a few months ago, we started looking at and reviewing a proposed contract from DC Solar Project LLC to propose. They're proposing a solar system, solar facilities at the township building that's also housing the library of the Smithfields. Since that point in time, we initially thought they were on the CoStars program. They were not. So they have just received a confirmation that they now have a CoStars approved contract on CoStars. So I've reviewed the contract. I've made some changes. I'm going to track them and circulate them back to the contractor. What I would suggest is, I think I've mentioned this in the past. I believe the contract is going to be funded through grants, 2 grants, correct? One's the Keystone, the other one is
LSA.
LSA. I would suggest, given the fact that this is on the CoStars contract list, we should be okay, but someone should still confirm with those 2 grantors that the proposed contract is acceptable in order to get those grant funds, and as well as confirming that the specs and the actual equipment and what they're providing to be put into the solar system is something, or what is needed for that building and for that project for the township. But aside from that, I'll track my changes, recirculate the contract, and once they review and potentially approve or agree to, or maybe agree to with some changes or alterations, my track changes, you'll probably be in a position in the not too distant future to potentially pull the trigger and proceed with the contract. So I don't know if you wanted to consider, I think you may have done it in the past, but then the whole thing with the co-stars came up. So if you want to maybe consider conditionally approving it tonight, subject to a number of things falling into place, or if you wanted to wait until all of those things did fall into place, you can wait until a future meeting.
Based on our conversation in the workshop session, I'm okay with conditional, I don't know how the rest of
that's
the board
fine.
feels.
That's
I'm
fine.
okay with conditionally approving the minor changes to the contract.
So it would be a motion to conditionally authorize the execution and proceeding with the contract for the solar system facilities from DC Solar Project LLC through the Co-Stars contract in the amount of $178,020, subject to and conditional upon the contract being eligible to be paid through the grant funds that the township anticipates receiving, and further conditional upon confirming that the solar facilities themselves and what's being proposed in the contract, the scope of work is what is sufficient for purposes of the contracts or the township's building.
Yep,
So,
second, what he said.
any comments or questions on this project? Yes,
Just one question, I guess, are these solar cells made in USA or are they overseas?
That I don't know. I could probably find the name of the,
yeah.
I wouldn't know.
For some reason, I thought they were German panels, but let me see if I can look it up quickly.
Also, they're gonna have a battery backup on their system or charging batteries for 12 hours?
Yeah, if you recall, one of the conditions was confirming that what's being provided is,
Right, we're having Sean review the whole project scope before we enter into the agreement.
the specs. I'm not the right guy to give you whether or not the specs are right.
Any other questions on this project, anyone? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Thank you. Thank you. Anything else on your solicitor's report?
Not at this time.
Okay, there's no engineer's report, no old business or new business that brings,
No, I want to just,
oh,
there was no announcement, I didn't know. I just want to know where it goes, but just so everyone's aware, Village Drive will be open, starting Saturday. The bridge is complete, or sufficiently complete, that we can allow traffic, cars, etc. So back to normal with vehicles and with cars. As far as Village Drive, there still is some work that will have to be done ancillary to the bridge that you won't notice on the bridge side, sort of like the stream bed, etc. underneath. But we targeted and worked toward getting it done before school, so I'm happy to report that we are done. We've notified Control Center, we've notified the school district, notified the state police, that will be open as of Saturday, so.
Saturday.
Yeah, I mean Friday night, but Saturday is official, yeah. So. And I would just say kudos to Public Works.
that's the biggest project they've ever had, no?
Yeah, probably so. I mean, we did have a contractor who did the precast, the actual bridge itself, the cells. That was over $300,000, close to $380,000. But the site work and all that went along with it, demolition, sewer lines, electrical lines, water lines, you name it. That was all done by our Public Works, so. It was both an education and, you know, they got it done and on time is the biggest thing for me. I mean, I was just concerned getting it shut when school left and open before they come back, so. Otherwise, it would have been, you know, a disaster, so.
We're gonna do a presentation.
A ribbon cutting, are you gonna
Well,
do
no,
a ribbon cutting?
That was my whole speech.
Well, that was the one thing, but I'm asking for a historical documentation of what was done. I don't
Well-
have a lot of pictures, but is somebody gonna?
Well, actually, I did have Rachel go up periodically and try to get her to stay in the same spot when she's taking pictures, so we did have sort of like a time lapse. I'm gonna get Rick Bono over there to do a, you know, a flyover and stuff,
Yeah,
so.
it'd be nice, cause
I
now that,
think, you know, year end or whenever we do all that kind of stuff, it'd be pretty cool to see, you know.
cause as I'm running into people, even on the planning commission, they're like, really? Now it's like Legos for big boys. You know,
Yeah.
This was a project that you wouldn't believe if you didn't see it. I
Mhm.
mean, it's not that big of a bridge, but it was a huge.
Yeah,
Huge
they
endeavor.
had tractor trailers lined up all the way on Big Route there when they were coming in. You know, but I mean, within 2 days, they set the precast, so. It was a good operation, I mean, like I say, I mean, the utilities were a challenge, but. We got through it and. You know, no one got hurt,
Yeah, if not for the utilities, it should have been done at the beginning of August.
huh?
If
Oh,
not for
yeah,
the
yeah.
utilities, it should have been done
Agreed.
ahead of schedule.
Agreed, but. You know, all's good, we're done when we said we'd be done, so.
Well, thanks to Public Works.
Yeah.
And your leadership of that.
No, I mean, I would say it saved this township $500,000, if not more. Because otherwise you'd be into prevailing wage and
You mean if a contractor had come in
done the whole
and
bridge,
done the bridge
Right.
the way that you wanted the bridge done?
correct? Right, because you would have been into prevailing wage and everything else. So,
Okay, any other public comment? Anyone? Yes, sir.
Are we thinking about, putting a speed bump somewhere along the line? Because at nighttime, really like, right across from the bridge, and the traffic is like,
Yeah, there's,
yeah,
they like speed racing,
right,
but I noticed now that the new bridge is there, it's like a sharp
turn.
turn.
mhm,
So our concern is them flying and then making
Right.
that sharp turn and then some.
The ditch, yeah.
see, probably, we can't put speed bumps on township roads.
Okay.
We put a short turn sign.
Yeah, no, I mean, we could try, I mean. We're talking about getting like those your speed signs that hopefully, you know, you see them with the digital readout or. You know, I mean, they do work in some respects, they do slow people down. You know, it's a challenge all over the township, quite honestly, I mean. You know, you talk to people on 402, you talk, you know, on Coolbach, you know. I mean. But we'll do our best, we'll try to do something, but again, we can't do speed bump. Although there is a speed bump in CCP on Big Ridge. Right before that intersection, that's done a tremendous amount
Yeah,
of slowing people down.
that was so very needed.
Right, but that's on CCP, that's not my road, so.
Yes, Ed.
Get a speed camera that sends out a ticket if you're going too fast.
I love that idea. I think that's great.
That'll change some things.
Right.
Talk about a new source of revenue. Huh.
Well, that's
Imagine
Christopher's business card.
And they pay for a lot of things.
I'd have to turn over my salary.
Yeah, exactly, right. Well, it'd be like the supervisor, easy pass lane or something.
I'd have to take the flowers off my car.
Just as long as it doesn't cost the taxpayers money because the supervisors are getting.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Was it anything public,
Excuse me?
were you on anything or only on road?
Oh,
No.
public comment on anything,
Okay.
anything.
I just wanted to say thank you for putting the articles in the newsletter for Bushkill Emergency Corps because we have actually gotten some calls for subscriptions as well as some folks who signed up for the. So thank you.
So it works. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
I don't
You're the winning bidder, Paul.
know, Debbie,
You're the winning bidder.
How much
Thank
change do you have?
I don't know, Debbie and Ed, I don't know how much it's impacting, whether they're getting any volunteers, but I've seen Marshall's Creek have a real presence on Facebook recently. Trying to recruit volunteers, or, you know, hey, we're a great group, come out Tuesday night.
We, because ours have to be trained pretty much ahead of time.
Sure.
We're working with the classes. Bringing in the students,
Mhm.
so that they're doing their patient contacts. And that's kind of our brewing field right there at the moment. To get those parents to sign these kids up. Get them in the spirit of it. Thank you. Thank you.
Any other public comment on? From anyone? Yes, Ed.
I got here, I'm sorry. Can you review what happened with the, golf course?
No bids.
No, but
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, just that's why I went so fast.
Yeah. Anyone on Zoom? Any public comment? No? Okay, your happy birthday, Michael.
yeah, thank
You
you.
get to make your favorite motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you for coming.
Got it.
Okay, I'm just gonna make it.